Hi, it's James. I want to share some thoughts. This is the Easter weekend, and a lot of times people will ask me, they'll say, well, why do you believe what you believe? How could you believe some of the more miraculous parts of the gospel, the story of Jesus? And I have to tell them that other than Judas, who unfortunately killed himself, and John was exiled, they attempted to kill him and actually failed, that the other apostles, and this includes Paul, were all executed for the faith. I want you to keep this in mind, that if they knew it was fake, if they knew it wasn't true, imagine Paul kneeling down on the ground and they're about to literally cut his head off. He could have stopped them and said, no, we made this up. But they didn't do that. They were willing to give up their life for the gospel of Jesus Christ. The other thing, and I did a whole series on this last year, is that there were so many prophecies about Jesus. If you were to take just 8 of them, and they all came true. I'm going to read something here in a minute. I'm trying to pull up my Kindle. The odds of 8 of them coming true are 1 in 10 to the 17th power. So you have to wrestle with that fact. Now, in Isaiah 53, pull it up here. We're at the wrong chapter. It says this. Who has believed what he has heard from us, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For he grew up before him like a young plant, and like a root out of dry ground. He had no form or majesty that we should look at him, and no beauty that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, as one from whom men hide their faces. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace, and with his wounds we are healed. All we, like sheep, have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that is before its shearers is silent, so he opened not his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. And as for his generation, who considered that he was cut off out of the land of the living, stricken for the transgression of my people, and they made his grave with the wicked, and with a rich man in his death, although he had done no violence, and there was no deceit in his mouth. Verse 10. Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush him. He has put him to grief. When his soul makes an offering for guilt, he shall see his offering. He shall prolong his days. The will of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. Out of the anguish of his soul he shall see and be satisfied. By his knowledge shall the righteous one, my servant, make many to be accounted for righteous. He shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I will divide him a portion with the many. He shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his soul to death, and he was numbered with the transgressions. Yet he bore the sin of many and makes intercession for the transgressors. I mean, there's several verses there alone that are prophetic, and they all came true. Every single one of them. Those are the 2 main reasons why I came back to the faith several years ago. We're like talking like 2008. But here's the bottom line is, what do we do with the story of Jesus? Do we ignore it and hope it goes away, after Easter? For anybody who's watching this, if you're not a Christian, send me an email, jamespaulwhite47@gmail.com, and I will walk you through the process of what it takes to become a Christian. I told a Mormon missionary, I said, if you're right and I'm wrong, then I will end up in this celestial or terrestrial realm that you claim exists. Jesus promised a new heaven and a new earth. So how they come up with 3 realms, I have no idea. The Bible also says that those who reject the message of the cross, those who reject the gospel, will spend an eternity in hell. Now, I believe that God gives people a new heart, and so therefore they're able to repent and believe. And those people are the elect, those people that God chose. So if you're hearing this, then there's a good chance that God is changing your heart even while I'm speaking. And it's time for you to repent and believe. So send me an email, jamespaulwhite47@gmail.com. Anyway, I hope you have a great day and a great Easter weekend.